be like in a Disney Plus series and also in a movie if that's happening, if it's 3 projects. But let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. Right, moving on to Daredevil. So it's being rumored that we already know that Charlie Cox is coming back as Daredevil. So it was reported that he'd finished filming his scenes on Spider-Man 3, which was great news. Then we kind of started wondering, well, what sort of Daredevil are we getting? Are we getting the same character that we saw in the Marvel Netflix series? Well, according to Daniel Rickman, no, it's going to be a mostly rebooted version of the character, is what he said. This, to me, I kind of get it and I also don't get it, because the version that we got in the Marvel, in the Netflix Marvel TV shows was basically the perfect version of Daredevil as far as I'm concerned. That's why they wanted Charlie Cox to come back. So what I'm thinking is it's more they're just not going to reference the Marvel TV shows, that were on Netflix. I think that's what they're going to do. I think they're just going to completely ignore those and just have him play Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, and it'll basically be the same character. Daniel Rickman's saying something different. So again, he is someone that releases a lot of these scoops. So I would kind of take what he's saying with a slight pinch of salt there, because he's probably right in the sense that it's going to be a rebooted version of the character, in the sense that they're just not going to reference the previous shows that he was in, which is fine because Kevin Feige wasn't a fan of those shows. It sounds to me like he was a fan of the casting and a fan of the characters and the way they were played by those actors, which is why they're bringing those actors back. But as far as the story is concerned and how those shows were done, I don't think he was a fan. And also, I think there are difficulties between Jeff Loeb, who was the one that was in charge of those TV shows, and Feige. They did not get on, and Jeff Loeb was very much the show, not really the showrunner, but the one that was in charge of those of the Marvel Netflix TV shows. So it looks to me as though we're going to get Charlie Cox back as Daredevil. He's going to be playing Daredevil in the same way he played him in the Netflix shows, but they're just not going to reference those Netflix shows. That to me seems like the most logical way to move forward, because he's great as Daredevil. We already know he's great as Daredevil. You can say the same thing about John Bernthal as the Punisher, Kristen Ritter as Jessica Jones, while I think Michael Coulter is a really good Luke Cage. As far as Finn Jones is concerned as Iron Fist, I think maybe they could recast Finn Jones, but we're just going to have to wait and see. I'm not sure if they're going to use those two characters moving forward, to be honest. They will use them, but just not in the immediate future. So what do you think about that? Do you like the idea of Daredevil returning? It seems as though it's happening. It seems as though Charlie Cox is coming to the MCU. Do you like the idea of it being a rebooted version, or do you think, like me, it's going to be the same version of the character, just they're not going to reference the previous Marvel Netflix TV shows? Let me know in the comments below.